I was reading over for the PET scan. They
Yeah.
had it. They said they called you and let you know that already.
Refresh me, my
For
brain's.
it's on the 7th.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
I'll make sure that the time's in the chart. I had it written down in a sticky note, and I left it at the office because I had to run in and run out. So I'll put that in here, but it's on the 7th.
Awesome.
Okay, so that's been approved.
Awesome.
And then you're going for the radiation today. So, and then your follow-ups in your chart. I'll put the PET scan in the chart, and so everything will be on the discharge instructions. I believe you're on the 31st with Dr. Elsawa, but again, that's in the chart.
Yeah. Now, is there any? Well, and I guess I'm trying to decipher who. You know, we got Elsawa, we got you, we got Johnson, and then Parzan. So, I'm really trying to. I mean, obviously, you all probably integrated somehow, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's a lot of activity for me to process as far as follow-up or. You know, do I just kind of wait to see who comes to get me or tells me what or what? But what I wanted to get to ultimately is 31st is pretty far away, man. And I had to put this off already just for, you know, all this ER stuff has been just, I come in, breaks up this appointment. I mean, I'm just like, just being shuffled down. I do feel better though that I'm getting at least some management of the pain. I can kind of probably get through this, but man, for wait for the 31st.
Yeah, that's next Friday. So I'll see if I can get you something in earlier in the week. You know, but I don't. Have they give you any discharge plan yet with the internal medicine team?
I got pain management that wants to kind of do just a real quick look over, and then I think they said they want to see maybe how I do with the radiation. I heard anywhere from tonight to like a couple days to monitor.
See how you do on the radiation. Okay.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, my feet. One good thing I noticed is my feet were always super cold, man. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know how nerve damage can interfere with circulation. Seems like a circulation thing if your feet are cold.
Typically, yes.
So I've had cold feet ever since forever, and ice cold, even under the covers. And then after this radiation today, because this is the first time I had radiation on this spot.
And that's why. Yeah.
But my feet were warm. I'm like, shit, okay.
And you went down this morning for that already?
No, 1:30.
1:30, okay. But you said you just had it, okay. For your back, you're saying better control with the pain, right? Meds that they've given you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still need to tweak a little bit. I guess they got a lidocaine patch. Maybe look at. Like I want options, man. Because if I can push through the pain, it'll open up a whole better opportunity for all of us. I can be not
keep
fussing.
you out of here and keep you on treatment.
Amen, man.
All right. Well, pain management will be working with you with that. Any loss of bowel or bladder control, like you poop yourself?
No.
Okay, good. And any like new symptoms from a neurological standpoint? Meaning you've lost more sensation, or you become more
I noticed
weak,
and this is another crazy thing, but I mean I'm telling you, every visit I've ever made here to ER has been cold, wet weather conditions. I'm from Florida. My blood is thin, and I can't specifically say because some people say, oh, it's a frame of mind in this, but it's pretty ironic that literally every visit I came here, I was in over the top 10 pain, cold and wet conditions. Now, when I come in here, it's weird because I had one ER visit, they sent me home. Came in here, I think it's just climate controlled or, you know, with the building. Because I go to my parents' house, it's a wood building. Even though they got the heat on, that humidity and barometric temperature, it just cuts right through the... All I know is when I went out from here, I didn't even get any painkillers. The guy's like, well, we really can't help you. Take some more of your...
Who said that?
Well, one of the nurses. Not that we couldn't help you, but they said try to work with the Novocaine or the... one of the medications that didn't work with me, because I came in and he's like, well, would you like...
When was this?
3 weeks ago, 4.
So we sent you home with all the meds. You had all the meds.
Yeah, this was... I can't even tell you. This
was before.
I'm just kind of correlating the time of the hot cold, but I was in here, and they asked me if I wanted a pain shot. I'm like, no, I'm fine. They're like, well, I thought you were in pain. I'm like, yeah, I was, but I came in here like more of a controlled environment. I know it seems crazy, but then as soon as they wheeled me out in that cold, oh my gosh, dude, it was like freaking the whole ride home. I was just almost wanted to go back to ER. And it's the same here. Like last night, it was a little cold and wet. It dropped down, but it's not just wet. It's got to be cold. But I think it's mild out there, isn't it?
It's not bad. I mean, it's just damp.
Yeah, but that's fine. I'm used to damp like weather.
Yeah.
And my pain is like not bad right now.
Yeah, I mean, typically we see people like that happens like in the cold weather, the damp. That people that suffer from like musculoskeletal kind of stuff, and say a bad broken bone with surgery, like that spot hurts worse. So that's a typical thing.
Like an arthritis,
So,
which is why I thought
yeah,
maybe that's
exactly.
what it was. And I was like, what about a cortisone shot?
Well, you're on heavy doses of steroids. I mean, if you start having like specific spots, like once the treatment starts, you know, those can be considered. But with this heavy dose of steroids, no one's going to put any more steroids into anyone.
Yeah, they're giving. I mean, is there a reason why I'm on such a high dose?
Because that's the treatment dose. So for the that's part of the treatment for the myeloma. So what that was called, that pulse dose dex, okay? And that's just the high dose, the 4 days on, the 4 days off, and that's part of the treatment. So since we're not starting the chemo quite yet, we're doing the
Yeah.
radiation. That's initiating this to keep things at bay, like we discussed.
Now, have you collaborated with Dr. Johnson as far as what we're looking at to how much radiation and why? And then I don't know if it was a report from you or someone. I was looking to try, like, there's one discrepancy I have is one is the tumors that we know of, the small, middle, in between. I have no pain anywhere from any of this.
Yeah.
Now, just where the surgery area is.
Just from that.
So I'm wondering, you know, is there a substantial growth? Is there growth? Is it a weather correlated thing? Is it just a little bit of this and a little bit of that? But if the tumors are growing or not is kind of like my, you know, or shrinking.
Well, this is definitely, I mean, that T7, T8, which Dr. Goodmanson and Dr. Johnson said, like, this is different. I mean, it's pushing
Yeah.
on, again, it's compressing that spinal
Right.
cord. So that has enlarged.
But I think what it is, that was just like the other tumor filled up and then it pushed into another one or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll have Ferris talk to you a little bit more in depth about the study. Again, I already talked to him yesterday.
Is he going to be able to, I miss him.
Yeah, so I already talked to him yesterday. He's in the clinic,
Is he
and
gonna
he's
come
going to
talk
be
to you?
having all, like I said, he's going to go back through with, so he's going to bring all the MRIs with you, so you guys can ask all the questions you want. You can compare the first to the last and everything with you, so he's on board with all of that. He's aware, and I will go back to the clinic today and see if we can get you in before next Friday. So hopefully we can get out this weekend. So gold. Ferris will be here this weekend, by the way, Dr. Osawa.
But would I be able to see him today?
Today, no. He's in the clinic all day. He has patients through the whole day.
Uh,
When he's not in the hospital rounding, morning to late evening, he has a patient like every.
He has baby though, right?
Yeah, everything's good with
He's
baby.
healthy and good. Okay.
Yeah, all's good with the baby. So this weekend though, he is on
Okay.
rounding.
So I
So
should
if
be able
you're
to
here
see
Saturday,
him.
he'll be popping in and out.
I
This
mean,
weekend.
ideally not. Like I said, I'd like if I get this pain management
Yeah,
under
I mean you're
control.
gonna see him next week, so you'll be able to
Yeah.
answer all your questions and keep a little.
All right. And then Johnson is now who's deciphering between surgery and radiation, and what are we looking at as intermediate? Like, should we do another radiation and see what happens, or wait and feel?
Yeah, that's the goal right now. Is that Dr. Johnson's going to be doing I don't know how many exactly rounds. I'll stop. I'm going to talk to him on my way down actually, because
Okay.
his office is by ours. But that's ultimately his decision. He'll talk to you about that today. How many exactly rounds? Because that's his realm.
Okay.
That's his specialty. But I will touch base with him today because I kind of want to
Is
get
he
an
going to
idea.
come see me before radiation, maybe?
That I do not know. I'll again ask him. I don't know
Well,
if he
if
comes
he's
sees
around,
you.
you know.
Either way, you're gonna see him today. I just don't know if he pops in
Okay.
before you actually go down. I don't know that. That would be that if you wanted to speak to me before the nurse can get him on the
Not
phone.
a big deal. I know we're kind of just in a see what happens mode.
Yeah.
So
And then Dr. Goodmanson's on this, but I know at this point you wanted to
I will
focus
tell
on the
you,
radiation
you know,
and the systemic treatment, not the surgery, from my understanding, correct?
yeah, I don't want to jump into that. I mean, I get the urgency of it, but I think from what Dr. Johnson, it seems like we do have some decent hope from the how the tumor would react likely to this newer tumor, because it's probably like a more of a susceptible
Yeah, 'cause
drain.
it hasn't been radiated yet, is what he was probably saying.
Yeah.
That spot. So should respond well from his
Now
understanding. That's what he believes.
now we have two radiation spots then, in what you're saying, because if there's the new one and also the old one, T10 and T11, and then now this 8 and 9 or something, whatever
At
one.
the 7-8.
Yeah.
So that I don't know exactly where he's planning radiation. Again, that's not my thing. I don't know.
So
That's
talk
something
to
you're gonna have to talk
Johnson.
to Dr. Johnson about today.
All right.
I just know he's planning on it.
What about Parzan? He quit?
No, Parzan, they wrote, because he's at McLaren Macomb, they rotate the two. So if Johnson's here and you need it, it's Dr. Johnson. But they're
Okay.
close partners. They
Okay.
work right next to each other. They speak to each other about your case. So
Yeah.
Dr. Johnson's a good doctor, and he's going to be able to take care of you just as
Yeah.
well as Dr. Parzan. But when Dr. Parzan's not here, that means we're not just
No,
not
I
going to care
feel
for you.
I feel very well taken care of, man.
Yeah.
It's as bad as it's been. You guys have been awesome, and I really appreciate everything you're doing. I'm just making these big decisions on my own.
I get
and-
it. It's a lot. This is
You know.
not something you typically would want to deal with at 48 years old. So I get it.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'll touch base with Dr. Johnson on my way down, and then I will speak to our office staff and see what we can get you. See what appointments maybe Ferris has open earlier in the week.
Awesome.
And then I will make sure that the time goes in for the PET scan, because I don't know the time. I want to say it was like 11ish, but I can't say for sure. So it's on the 7th.
That would be
for
a great
sure,
thing to
but
get.
it'll be
yeah.
there with your appointment time. Okay, everything's in the discharge plan. All right.
I'll check it out.
Good luck today on your treatment.
Thank
Cool?
you.
You're welcome, sir.
David.
Yep. Take care.